It's almost mind-boggling that you can have a dog this insane in protection. Again, better than any police dog I've been around, even state police SWAT dogs, and have her be so livable and not have to worry about her, biting someone who doesn't need to be bitten. Some of these police dogs, they bite their handlers, they bite police officers. They're just too bite happy. They're too nervous. Like, she is so confident and such a good dog. It's almost mind boggling to see her go from protection to like walking around a dog park. I put her up against any police canine that I've ever been around. And I've been around when they've turned on and done apprehensions. Like, she is just another level. I have no doubt that if we asked her to, like, she would fight to the death and just destroy somebody who needed to be destroyed. My name is Mark Richmond. I live in Winchester, Virginia. I work as a urologist and also do some part-time work in law enforcement as a deputy sheriff. And this is my wife, Jessica.
My name is Jessica Edwards. I'm from Winchester, Virginia, and I'm a gynecologist. So we have 2 great CPI dogs.
So why did we decide to go with CPI for our second dog? First of all, we got Ox. He's a monster in protection. I mean, I feel so much better having him at home. He's just been, he lived up to the expectations, and there's been a good relationship that Alex has developed with us. He's always available for questions, always concerned about our, Ox's well-being, our well-being, and making sure that he continued to live up to the hype. So it really wasn't a question when it was time to get a second dog. We've had Ox, who's a CPI dog, and we just got Banshee. But prior to Ox, the first entrance into a protection dog didn't go as planned. Didn't really know all that much about having a home protection dog, and went with a different company, and we got a German Shepherd, and after a while came to realize that this was not a legit dog that would protect you to the death. And it didn't take me too long to realize that Finley was more of a deterrent dog. I couldn't really turn him on to anybody. And I realized that, hey, he's just going to be a great pet, but this is not a dog that can truly, protect our family. Right off the bat, I knew that CPI was a different company. They asked a lot more questions about what we were looking for in the dog, what kind of home environment we had. Did we have children? Did we have other dogs? Which we did. We had a little Yorkie, and at the time, a very, young daughter. So I knew that they were, much more interested in our environment and making sure that we were going to get the right dog that would fit in to our family. So even from the get-go, that experience was very different than the first company. Basically, the first company that we dealt with was like, oh, you want a protection dog? Like, here's how much they cost, and let us know.
When we wanted to get a protection dog, it was very important to me to get a dog that was a family, that would fit into our family. We had a young child at the beginning, a young daughter who had friends that would come over, or we would go to her activities, her soccer games. And I really, at the top of my mind, was like, am I going to have a dog that I can take out socially? Am I going to have a dog that's going to be good to my daughter's friends? I think at the top of Mark's mind was, is this dog going to protect my wife and my child? But I was also concerned that I couldn't have a dog that was a liability. And I think it was really important to have a dog that was, maximally trained so that the dog could protect us, but could also be confident enough to be what I needed, which was a companion. And we wanted my daughter to be able to handle our new dog also. So Alex found this Banshee, who we just got to meet and start integrating into our family. And she is fantastic. She's super intense, which we love about her, but she also is super chill. I think it's one thing for an adult to handle a dog, and I think it's another thing for like a kid. And she has been handling Banshee now the last few days, and she feels okay walking with her off leash into a restaurant. She has walked with her off leash in the grocery store, and Banshee just like looks at her just as she would look at me or at Mark and follows her lead. And it's been very comforting to know that Banshee will protect her and be loyal to her, and that she's capable of handling a dog that will keep her safe. I would absolutely recommend CPI. We've had the most positive experiences, and this is not the decision to buy a protection dog is not one that anyone should take lightly. And I think even in the beginning, when we were looking and kind of considering the option, we didn't really understand what a protection dog could do, how they were trained. Like there's a lot of training that happens before they even reach us. We had no concept of, and we didn't understand that we would become part of the process. And CPI has just made that such a seamless process for us. I mean, they've essentially made us canine handlers.
If you're an individual that's serious about family protection, home defense, self-defense, if you want legit protection, like it's going to take time and effort. It's not necessarily going to be cheap. If you want a high quality dog, there's just not a lot of companies out there. And our experience has been just essentially perfect with CPI on both dogs. And there's a lot of work that goes into training these dogs. There's clearly been a lot of work teaching us how to handle them and integrating them into the family. And, I don't think too many people think about self-defense until something bad happens. They don't think about home invasions until somebody ties up their family and there's a tragedy, of that nature. I encourage my friends, family members to start thinking about that sort of thing and investing in their safety. And I don't think there's any better way to do that than with a high level protection dog. And I don't think there's too many companies out there like CPI that are honest, transparent, and get the best dogs and provide them with the best training and have the kind of follow up and customer service that CPI has provided us. So it's worth the investment in every way.